So some fragrances are just massively popular for the wonderful, wonderful scent that they have. And sometimes that fragrance can be a bit pricey, so people want to seek cheaper alternatives and get as close to that smell as they can and try to save some money. Well, in this video, we're actually going to be going over one of the most popular niche fragrances on the market, which actually was what I wore today, and that's from Roja Parfums. That's Elysium, the Parfum Cologne concentration. So stay tuned. So with Elysium, don't get me wrong, of the fragrances that we're going to discuss in here, the highest quality is without a shadow of a doubt Roja Parfums Elysium Parfum Cologne. This stuff is, for all intents and purposes, one of the better versatile fresh fragrances on the market. But retail on it for a 100 ml bottle is $290. Now there are places where you can get it discounted, like Vinva Fragrances, which is linked below. Please, right around $232, which, yeah, it's not as expensive as retail, but still over $200, and that's just absurd for some. I totally understand that. So today I actually have my 3 favorite alternative / clone options for Elysium. We're going to go jump into the first one right now. So with the first one's probably the most well-known. It smells almost identical to Elysium. It's a clone of it, and it performs much, much better. It's from Alexandria Fragrances. It's the famed Zion. So there's a lot of ways to smell this one as well. There's actually a shave soap. There's an aftershave splash now that's made in conjunction with Ariana and Evans. The stuff is great. Not gonna deny it. You know, it smells very, very accurate. The quality is definitely there. It's a very, very good smell, and it performs very well. 8+ hours, pretty heavy projection. The compliment factor is there for you, just like with Elysium. It smells pretty much just like Elysium, but it doesn't have the Parfums performance, but it definitely has better performance than the Parfum Cologne, which is this bottle. And I gotta say, for what you're gonna pay for it, it's worth every penny. I forgot exactly how much the 30 ml costs. I want to say it's in that $40 range, $30 to $40 range, which per ounce, I mean, 3 ounces of this would run you, if it's $30, $90. Still a third of the price, gray market, a third of the gray market price of Roja Parfums Elysium Parfum Cologne. But this is the most well-known, and for good reason, and it's a fantastic depiction, and the easiest one to just say, hey, get this instead, because you've probably heard of this, as have most people, and that's Zion from Alexandria Fragrances. Next is another clone. Now, I actually only have a decant of this one. I've only sprayed it a few times on my arm. I actually haven't given it a full wearing, but it's from one of my favorite clone houses, another one just like Alexandria, from SCENTual Obsessions. This is their formula of Elysium. Now, this is the eau de parfum. They do have extrait de parfum concentrations as well. I actually have this on my wrist right now, and it smells extremely accurate. You know, another one that I would say probably more in that 90-95% realm of how close it is, with similar performance to Zion, but it's going to be a little less expensive than Zion. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what Zion costs. I want to say it's in that $30 range, whereas a 1 ounce bottle of this is going to run you around $20. So it is even cheaper, and it's still pretty spot on clone of Elysium that performs better than Elysium Parfum Cologne. So I always advocate, check out SCENTual Obsessions and see what they have. Now, are all of their clones dead on? No, they got a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't even suggest because it doesn't smell close enough in the opening or maybe in the dry down, but there's a lot of really, really good stuff that's hard to tell a difference, and you're going to spend pennies on the dollar versus getting the original, and that's definitely the case with SCENTual Obsessions version of Elysium. And then the last one I'm going to discuss on this video is not a direct clone, because Elysium Parfum Cologne is an aromatic fougere. This is a citrus aromatic. If you take all the herbaceous qualities and everything that makes Elysium a fougere, if you were to strip that away from it, leave the citruses and the labdanum and the wood, make it a citrus aromatic essentially, you'd have Samy Andraus Fragrance's Blue Sapphire, which this is my absolute favorite alternative for Elysium. I actually wear this more than I wear Elysium because it's fruitier. It is. This is even fruitier. And just, oh man, the performance is better. And in my opinion, it actually kind of smells better than Elysium. Like I said, I wear this a lot more. I have multiple bottles. I got 2 backup bottles for this because I don't ever want, so I got 3 ounces. I'll probably never run out of it. But like I said, this is my favorite. I like all of these. That's why we're talking about them. That's why I have them. But this one just dials up that fruitiness. The bergamot and the black currant is just heightened so much more. And you don't have any of those herbal notes adding the green fougere kind of quality to it. It's just phenomenal. Actually, the notes are right here if you want to take a look. They're right here on the back. The bergamot, the lemon, the black currant, it's all popping with this fragrance. I don't really get a lot of the leather, but I do definitely get the cedar and all the citruses. And it's fantastic. I'll have links to all these companies down below if you want to check them out. But in my opinion, you can't go wrong with any of these 3. And wearing Elysium today made me think, you know what? Let's talk about some alternatives. It's not something that I really cover much on the channel. I've covered Aventus alternatives a lot, but I never really cover anything for Elysium. And these are 3 really good ones in my opinion, especially Samy Andraus Blue Sapphire. Well, that's the video, guys. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have a bottle of this? You know how good of a fragrance this is if you've had a decant or a sample or a bottle. And how many of you have tried the 3 alternatives or clones, however you want to look at it, that we discussed in this video? Because they're all 3 very, very good. If you don't want to shell out the money for this, which I understand why this costs what it costs. The quality is above and beyond any of the other options to smell like this. Don't get me wrong. You're paying for the quality, and it's definitely there. But they make some really good alternatives out there, and in my opinion, this was 3 of the better ones that you can get your hands on. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the 4 discussed in this video, whether it's the original, the clones, or the inspired by fragrances, and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.